guys, this is Andy from Halloween. We are on Rocknlive. Well, actually, I always want to do something like that, but unfortunately, or fortunately, any way you look at it, since the Dark Ride album, I was the main songwriter for Halloween. So suddenly, nearly each and every idea ended up on a Halloween record. So then it takes like 10 years to finally come up with another 12 songs that you really like. Otherwise, I didn't want to put some stupid songs on the album just to have 5 or 6 songs more to fill an album. That's not something I would like. So it takes, as I said, it takes 10 years to come back with enough babies you adore and you were to put out into the light, and here I am again. Sorry. First of all, $1 million haircuts on 10-cent hits means that there are very rich motherfuckers out there. They really afford $1 million haircut on their 10-cent hits. So they are on their stupid hits. Actually too stupid to realize what they actually do here with us or with our Western world, put it that way. Meanwhile, it's going too far. Even if you go into a hospital and the doctor tells you need a surgery, nowadays you have to ask if the surgery is because you really need it or because they want to make money. So this is a very twisted and perverted world we're living in meanwhile. So I don't know if we ever will change it to the better, but I'm definitely pissed off by that, so I had to put it all into these lyrics and once in my life just yell it out and shout it out to everybody. And now I'm fine.
But when they come, there is nowhere to hide. Not far away, everywhere on our earth. They brought the fight to us, haven't you heard?
Well, it's a band as well. Different people, different styles, you could say. It's pretty much the same when you work with musicians. The only thing that is different is the result. So because we have a Hendrix fan on the guitar now, and suddenly you realize, oh, this solo sounds a little like Jimmy. Is that true? I said, yeah, he's coming from that. And but pretty much the same experience done with Halloween. I mean, musicians in a studio, that's pretty much always the same.
This could be our last day standing. This could be the final ending.
This is actually the story of one of my best friends. He had a car accident. He was in coma for a few days, and it was not quite clear if he would ever wake up. And when he woke up, he told me it was like, because people say, oh, I was close to death. And when people are close to death, suddenly they see all their past life, like very quickly in front of their eyes, passing by again. For him, it was pretty much something like that, but instead of his life, he was kind of confronted with himself. He said it's like his brain would meet his soul, and his soul would give him shit and go like, yeah, you did shit here, you did shit there, and he was like listening to himself. And he said he had the feeling like listening to his better self. And at the end of the day, when he woke up, he said, look, I mean, now he's really asking himself, who am I? Am I that guy, which was myself, meeting good guy, or am I still the asshole, which faced the better half? Or he was really like twisted and turned. I said for him it was one of his most important experiences, because he definitely changed, big time. Now, whatever he does, he asks himself, do I hurt somebody now? Or is it okay to do so? Whatever decision he makes, he's now consciously making it. And he says, like, before the accident, he just didn't give a shit about anything. He just lived. If somebody's hurt or not, he didn't care. And now he's definitely telling me he's feeling like being a better man because of that. Nevertheless, I thought the story so weird. Like seeing yourself, giving your shit, like, look, you did wrong here, you did wrong there. That must be very strange, I think. So that's mainly about him.
Don't listen to the radio. It's just a game, it's just a show. No battleships, no aliens.
Last 9 months actually, like a weekend warrior recordings, you could say, because the boys are still working, and I was constantly on tour. So whenever I was back in the studio, when I was back home, not on tour, then we kind of recorded 2 or 3 weeks without break. When I was on tour, they just recorded in the weekends. Then I had a chance to record lots of guitars during the tour in the hotel room. So the technique is great nowadays. So you just make a mix down of the drum recordings and take it with you on tour. And then you record on the drum recordings, take back your guitar playing into the studio, send it through the amps again and record it, re-record it. It's called re-amping, that technique. So it doesn't matter where you record it. Yeah, and sooner or later suddenly it was finished. Then we mixed it, and here we are.
Don't listen to the radio.
Don't Listen to the Radio is about Orson C. Welles' War of the Worlds, which was radio broadcasted in 1938 in US America. Now, the BBC broadcasted this as a radio play without promotional interruptions. Now, the listeners all thought it's real. They're like real aliens attacking Earth or America. And they all fled, they all ran to their cars and got out of the cities because they really thought the aliens are attacking the world. Funny story nowadays, because when we listen to it we go like, oh yeah, these guys 1938, they really believed in Santa Claus and really fled the cities because there was a stupid radio play. But it nowadays is not so much different, because when we listen like to the shit on the television or what you see there again and again and again and again and again, sooner or later it's your own opinion, though it's just brainwash, you know. Suddenly you don't even ask yourself, why do I have this opinion? You never thought about it, but still you have this opinion. It's most of the time simply because you heard it or saw it 10 times on the television, and that's the way it is then. It's your opinion. So what I want to express, we are definitely not different to the people from 1938.
Got laser guns ripping buildings apart. There's nothing out there they will skip to bombard.
It's a kind of drug, yeah, but on the other hand it's my only drug. No, that's not true. I smoke and sometimes I drink some whiskey, but it's very important for me to actually, if I have something, to present it. I don't want to let it die at home or something like that. It would be stupid. Being an active musician, you want to actually show everybody when you got some new things. You want to make them listen or to the music, or at least talk about that bullshit and make the people know what you think about. I mean, this is something that goes on here, and if you're active, you want to actually express yourself.
Will you be touring?
All our troops have been scared or killed. God help us all, now we pay for the guilt. This could be our last day standing.
I strongly hope so. I mean, this time is the first time I really have a real band behind my back. So it would be an honor and probably a great pleasure for the boys to get off the island and play. They've never played outside of the island. So living on an island like Tenerife, you don't have that much places where you could play. So probably for them it would be a dream come true to mainly maybe play a little, what do I know, early afternoon festival concert. That would be something super fantastic for them. And for me it would be great to see how they react for the first time in front of like 30,000, 40,000 people. It's still exciting for me, but I think they would die. Like, you know, love to see.
This could be the final ending.
Hopefully we see ourselves again in this beautiful venue of Olympia next to the Champs-Élysées, where I bought one of the greatest whiskeys.